using Packet Tracer's Simulation Mode feature. But first, let's take a look at the network diagram. There are two routers, R1 and R2, two switches, switch 1 and switch 2, and one server and one PC. The G00, G01, G02, and F01 labels indicate the network interfaces used to connect the devices. G means gigabit Ethernet, so these interfaces operate at a speed of 1 gigabit per second. You might also see it written as GI or GIG, but I usually just use G. F means fast Ethernet PC, so these interfaces operate at 100 megabits per second. You might also see it written as FA instead of just F. Now, these two series of numbers here, 192.168.1.0/24 and 10.0.0.0/24, are the network addresses. Routers are used to connect different networks. There are two networks displayed here in this diagram. The one on the left here includes server 1, PC 1, switch 1, switch 2, and R1's G00 interface. They are all in a single network, or subnet, a term you will learn about soon. So that's the 192. And the .1 by R1 means that its address is 192.168.1.1. Wait for the lesson about IP addresses coming up soon for more information on this topic. The other network is 10.0.0.0/24, consisting of R1's G01 interface and R2's G00 interface. Notice the .1 and .2. So R1 is 10.0.0.1 and R2 is 10.0.0.2. Hopefully that helps you understand a little bit about how to read a network diagram. Its address is 192.168.1.1. Don't worry if you have no idea how IP addresses work. Wait for the lesson about IP addresses next to the network address for more information on this topic. That will all be explained in a video coming soon. The other network is 10.0.0.0/24. So let's get started on today's main topic, consisting of R1's I'm going to use Packet Tracer's Simulation Mode, R2's G00 which you can activate here in the bottom right. Notice the .1 now I can click through here, so R1 is 10.0.0.1 and you can see various network traffic being sent around. R2 is 10.0.0.2. Let's take a look at some. Hopefully that helps you understand a little bit about how to read a switch 2 is the one sending out the data. Don't worry if you have no idea how IP addresses work. STP. Wait for the lesson about STP is the spanning tree protocol, a layer 2 protocol that we'll learn a lot about in this course. Let's click on it and notice here the 7 layers of the OSI model, and STP has information in the bottom 2 layers. Let's look at the layer 2 header. Notice it says layer 2, IEEE 802.3 header. You might remember that IEEE 802.3 is the standard number for Ethernet, so this is an Ethernet layer 2 header. Let's look at some of the information here. Down here it shows some information about the process, and notice here at number 2, the device encapsulates the PDU into an Ethernet frame. There's the encapsulation process I talked about in the lecture video. Let's take a look at the layer 1 info. Notice that the information is the 2 interfaces that it sends the frame out of. Information like the physical ports or interfaces on a device are layer 1 information, because it is the